I'm Jesus, and this video is a trade up contracts guide. It's the first one I've done after the OP Skins Apocalypse, so I've got 6 trade ups, some of them new, some of them old, but all of them with the new prices since there's obviously been big price shifts recently. As usual with my trade up guides, the purchase prices I show are all buy order prices on the Steam market. If you want to make decent money with trade ups, you need to buy stuff through buy orders these days. All the sale prices I show are after Steam tax, so I show the raw profit you'll actually get in your pocket, not the price before Steam takes their 15% cut. Our first trade up is a bit of an old classic. It uses Operation skins from the Rising Sun collection. What we're using are minimal wear consumer grade Rising Sun skins. I'd recommend going for the Bamboo Print, Bamboo Forest and Bamboo Shadow, although you can use the Mint Kimono and Orange Kimono as well. It's just harder to get the right floats. You'll be paying about 12 cents each with a buy order. You get 10 of them, $1.20 overall. You need to get the average float below 0.085, which can be challenging at times, but it is doable. In terms of the outcomes, it's pretty good. There's a 50% chance of losing about 60 cents on the Crimson Kimono, and a 50% chance of making $1.80 on the Midnight Storm. So, overall, those are pretty good odds. Hey, whoa, what happened there? We're in game all of a sudden, and there's no audio. I guess someone was an idiot and didn't press the right button when recording this. But, anyway, I was going to say, because there's a 50% chance of either winning or losing here, you can get streaks, and it can feel like it's rigged against you, but you just got to keep spamming them. You actually get really good margins in the long run. At the end of the day, it's just a matter of keeping at it, and not crying. The next trade up is actually something that I only discovered very recently. It's a field-tested mil-spec StatTrak Gamma 1 trade-up. You'll need 10 field-tested skins at around about 21 cents each with the buy orders, so $2.10 overall. The average float needs to be below 0.175, and you can throw in an extra minimal wear skin if that helps you get the float down. In terms of what you can get, there's 5 potential outcomes, each of them an equal 20% each. This thing's all set up to try and get the factory new Phobos, so if you get one of those, you'll more or less quadruple your money, so that's $6 profit there, and you'll make a small profit on the Chopper and Aristocrat, and a modest loss on the Limelight and Reboot. This trade up is high risk, high reward. Most of the time you'll lose or not really make that much, but if you do win, it'll really pay off. Now the saving grace is that it's also a very low cost trade up, so even if you don't have much money, losing here isn't a big deal. It's not like failing a Fire Serpent trade up. So if you're happy to take on a bit of risk, this might be a good one for you. The next trade up is a restricted Falchion Spectrum combination. We'll be using 7 minimal wear Falchion skins at around about 40 cents each for a buy order, and 3 factory new Spectrum skins, which will be about 80 cents each for a buy order. $5.20 all up. Average float needs to be below 0.07, so we're going for factory new skins. In terms of what you can get out of this trade up, there's a 23% chance of each of the Falchion outcomes and a 10% chance of each of the Spectrum outcomes. You lose about $1 on each of the Xianglu and the Nemesis, but these skins have quite low floats, so they're useful in other trade ups, so it's not a complete loss. Otherwise, profit across the board. The Spectrum skins are the best, but as long as you're making money, you're all good. Hey, would you look at that? The sound's back. I guess the idiot recording these trade ups finally figured out what's going on. Anyway, this particular type of trade up is fairly dull in my opinion, but it is a very good reliable money maker, and for anyone starting off with trade ups, I'd recommend looking at stuff like this because you can just keep churning them out and getting a good reliable profit. The next trade up is a fairly well known one. It's been profitable for a long time and it's still profitable today. You'll need 10 minimal wear restricted Spectrum skins. They'll be about 50 cents each or slightly more with a buy order. Total cost will come to about $5.20, and the average float needs to be below 0.082. And if you're having trouble getting the float that low, feel free to throw in 1 or 2 factory new skins to help get it down. It won't really affect the overall profit margins that much. The outcomes are fairly straightforward. You'll make about $3 each on the Decimator and the Fever Dream. You'll lose about $1 on the Xianglu, but it does have a reasonably good float if you want to use it in trade-up contracts. Oh great, the sound's gone again. Whoever's behind this is getting fired, I tell you. But anyway, these trade-ups, they've been profitable for ages. they're still just as profitable now, really. That they're just good all round. So I'd recommend people starting out really look to these as a first point of call because they're easy, straightforward, and affordable. The next trade up is another classic. It's now cheaper than ever thanks to the market kind of crashing recently. You'll need 10 StatTrak restricted field tested Spectrum skins. They'll be about $1.25 each for the buy order. The total cost will come to about $12.50. The average float needs to be below 0.176. In terms of what you can get, you're really aiming for the Fever Dream in this case. That's where most of the profit is. But you'll also make a small profit on the Decimator. You will lose a little bit on the Xianglu. That is technically the loss option. However, there is a catch to this, because if you keep 10 of those Xianglus in your inventory, you can throw them in a trade-up contract and you essentially get a factory new StatTrak Neo Noir or a factory new StatTrak Bloodsport risk-free. So even when you're losing, you're kind of winning in a roundabout way if you've got the capital and want to play the long game. And obviously if you're winning in the first place, you're winning anyway, to state the bleeding obvious. So I highly recommend this trade-up. Our final trade-up is another classic, now also cheaper than ever. So you need 10 field-tested classified skins from the glove collection. You're best off using Shallow Graves and Wasteland Princesses. The FAMAS mechas are a little bit too expensive. You want to be paying around $1.15 each for these, so $11.50 overall. The average float needs to be below 0.214. In terms of the outcomes, this is a low risk but narrow margin trade up, so you'll break even on the Dragonfire and you'll make about $3 on the Buzzkill. They used to be a bit more lucrative. They've been gradually run down over time, but just because it is low risk and these covert skins are fairly quick to sell, it is still fairly reliable. It won't make you a fortune overnight, but it is a reliable way, I guess, to grind out money in the long run. You've just got to make sure you don't get too frustrated if you're getting a bunch of Dragonfires in a row, because eventually you will get a Buzzkill. And that's something you can make some terrible puns about. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully I'll have some more trade-up guides up soon. I'd really like to find some newer trade-ups that haven't really been tried before. I think that'd be quite interesting. Often they're not as profitable as very well known trade-ups, so I try and go for a mix of new stuff and old stuff in these videos, but I am interested in seeing what I can find. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It'd be really appreciated. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Zeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.